Hello everyone, I am Ben the Bold, you are probably still you, and welcome back to another episode of our Icenia campaign. Now, it looks like the goal for today, I'm going to go ahead and press that unpause button, it looks like the goal for today is to mostly just rebuild our country. We've suffered through some wars, both in the south and the north at this point. We also just have almost zero manpower, we're still just reinforcing our armies, I believe. I do have a new omen. I don't necessarily think that it's worth me going ahead and getting the manpower recovery speed. So instead, I think I'm actually going to go with monthly citizen output. It's going to increase my gold a little bit. Also, maybe it increases the number of research points I have. It looks like it did. They just jumped from 23 to 27. That would be good. And so hopefully I'll start gathering in research a little bit more. The only reason I didn't want to go with national manpower up for that omen is because I already am getting 399 manpower per month. That's pretty good, that's pretty decent. I should start thinking about maybe getting some inventions. The one that kind of catches my eye here is this national population growth. I'm going to go ahead and get that now. It's going to cost quite a pretty penny, but I'm pretty rich right now. I'm not too worried about it. I will also go ahead and get this. I could get local monthly food modifier 10% until the end of the game. Why would I not do this one? Isn't that the same bonus? But oh, that's for all of my country. No, I'm just gonna go ahead and I want it till the end of the game. I don't have to pay any money for it. That seems good to me. Let's look at our pretenders real quick. Hell, my poor bald child. He is kind of hideous, isn't he? He does have 35 supporters. Really, there's just a few supporters. I'm not super worried about pretender support. I get that, you know, these pretenders are being supported by other important characters, but I don't see this being such a huge issue. Looks like my brother isn't super loyal and he's losing loyalty pretty quick. I wonder if there's something I can do to help out with that. Maybe I could try to make friends with him. I could try to... Can I bribe him? Yeah, and I would bribe him out of mine. I'm going to hold off on that for now. I'm not super worried about... Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Hit the button. Hit the bribe button. My corruption is not great. Oh well. Yeah, there's no other inventions I want to do. Instead, let's go ahead and start looking at... We have plenty of political influence. The first thing I want to check is how is Venta doing. It still has 57 civilization value. I actually did, while I was kind of taking a break, I did find out that there is at least one city with a higher civilization value than Venta, and that is the city of Byzantium. It will be the future capital of the Byzantine Empire. Well, assuming that Rome is able to expand and create the Eastern Roman Empire in the first place. But Byzantium is actually a little bit more civilized than Venta, so I do not have the most civilized city on the map. That's going to be okay. We will get it there eventually. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through my governor policies. Let's just look. I think, let's see, does Duratriga, does it need... Yeah, I'm going to leave it on cultural conversion for a minute. Let's look at you, Damunium. I don't want you on encouraging trade. I think it would be better if... I'm actually going to put you as well on cultural assimilation. I like that cultural assimilation. It just moves more of my people towards the Iceni. You, though, have had this for a while. Let's see where you are. Yeah, you are almost completely Iceni. In fact, so much so that I think it's time to go ahead and move you off of cultural assimilation. And let's look. Are there any big cities here? What's your population? You have 81 pops. That's pretty decent. What are my big cities? Is Deva? Deva has quite the central civilization value. In fact, they all do. Oh, here's my city, right? No, it's still a settlement. I wouldn't mind creating a city here in Deva. I have the money to do it. It has the pops. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. Found a city. Deva will be a nice port city here. And that looks good to me. So with Deva being a port city, I think I want to pull more of my pops out of the countryside and into Deva itself, into Deva proper. I think I'm going to hold off on building any buildings, of course, until it becomes a full-on city. But I'm going to start to think about maybe centralizing the population a little bit. Although I will need to turn Deva into the province capital, I'll go ahead and do that. It'll cost me 25 political influence. That's fine. I like having Deva, this port city, as the province capital. The port should hopefully increase its migration rate as well. Looks like I'm standing to gain 117 gold and some loyalty. That seems pretty good. Or I could just gain 5 stability and gain 20 loyalty. I'm going to take the gold in this case since I am going to go on kind of a spending spree in this episode. I'm really going to work on building tall a little bit. I don't want to do too much more expanding, at least not for about 5 years or so, when I can once again go to war up here in the north. In the meantime, I'm just going to look at what kind of governor policies and how I can improve the interior of my country. Maybe found a couple cities and really start to try to pump out some research and pump it out quickly, because I do still have a bad research ratio. I am only getting 27 research points per month. However, that is much, much better than what I was getting at the beginning of this campaign, when I was getting, what, 0.02 or 0.04 research points per month. This actually says that I will have a new martial advance in just about 2 years. That's not terrible. I want to go ahead and start just piling on the advances so that I can get more inventions. And, of course, you know, the bonuses for having advances obviously is good too. While it does increase my army cost, it does increase army morale and everything. And my civic advances will increase population capacity, stuff like that. Oratory, of course, increases country civilization level, which I'm trying to become very civilized, so it would be nice to pump up the civilization value quite a bit. So anyway, I'm going to change this off of culture converting. That's been going on for a while. And I do think I'm going to go with centralized population. Oh, saddening. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, poor guy. Luctarius. He needs a little bit more pep in his step. It's okay, man. I get you. Alright. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I am going to go with centralized population. Let's start moving some pops to the city. That's going to increase its migration attraction quite a bit. Once it becomes a city, it should increase it even more so. And then we'll start building all sorts of fun buildings, such as, well, I can't build them yet, it's not a city, but building all sorts of fun buildings there, like academies and libraries. I am turning it into a city. That'll be done in February 5/20. Let's look at our next governor policy. We have enough political influence to keep going. Alright, Coritania, you are looking at civilization value up. Is this really your best city to have as the province capital? Let's look around. I like to have, you know, the largest city. There's no port in the... Well, yeah, there is. Right here. This is a port. You have 8 pops. I could make you the capital. I believe there was a city, maybe not. Or not a city, but at least a place with several pops. It looks like you might be the best placed for me to put my province capital. My only thing is you actually do produce food, so I don't necessarily know if I want to turn you into a city, unless I have another food-producing province. Or, not province, but, you know, region here. Not region. Regions and provinces are things in the games. Another food-producing settlement. And... unless I'm missing one. Oh, that's livestock. So that is going to produce a little bit of food. I mean, about the same as my fish here. So, oops, hit the F key. I will go ahead and turn you into the province capital. I'll lose some political influence for that. And because you are all as civilized as you can be, I don't need the civilization policy anymore. Instead, let's look at your culture. I think I could stand to gain some more Icenia here. I will go ahead and hit that cultural assimilation. Looks like I have pirate issues. That's going to be okay. Looks like I need a new physician. That's going to be okay. Let's just take a look while I'm building up some more political influence. Primary culture happiness, that would be good, especially since I am pushing more and more of my pops towards the Icenia. I could get the monthly tyranny down, although my monthly tyranny is already pretty low. Could get aggressive expansion impact down a little bit. I am going to go ahead and do that. My aggressive expansion is really high, and it probably will be high for a little while. I have a chance to gain 15 political influence. I like that. Plus, I will gain 5 loyalty with my brother, who I definitely want some more loyalty with. And yeah, I don't want him to lose 20 loyalty. I want the political influence anyway. I'm making plenty of money. That looks good. I do want to make sure that my provinces up here, especially you, are on cultural assimilation, because I want as many Iceni up here in the north as possible, especially in this province. In fact, I might even start to think about maybe moving some pops here. Or I could hit this button and nothing happens. So I guess maybe there's no pops eligible to be moved there, maybe? Let's see. You are mostly Iceni. So if I just move several pops here, especially if they're Iceni pops, like you, and you, and you, and I hate to move the 3 of them away from the food-producing region. So let's see, I have 6 pops here. I need 10 to colonize this region. If I come to this settlement, I can pull pops from directly to the south of me, correct? Looks to be the case. Want the Iceni. I'll do 1, 2... Oh, I'm moving them from... Well, that was counterproductive. That lost me a little bit of money. It'll be alright. We'll see what happens. I'll slowly start to be pushing more and more pops here. And as I said, I am still growing pops. Looks like I'm... Oh, there you are. That's why I'm losing. You go there so that you're not wasting my manpower. Let's keep just kind of going down the line. I think you are decent on the cultural conversion. Where are you? Okay, so I don't see a reason for you to be encouraging trade. Let's look. So Iceni is the second highest amount culture in this province. That would make me want to go to cultural conversion. Let's also think for a second. Do I have any cities here? This has a fort, but not a city. This, it should maybe become a city. Savicum? That looks to be a decent city province. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make it one. If you can't tell, I'm going through and making cities in provinces that don't have cities. My goal, I think, with the exception of this province, which I think is going to have multiple cities. I mean, it already has 2. Oh, Deva has officially become a city. That's great. We'll come back and look at it in just a second. But this city, this province actually already has 2 cities. One in Camalodonium, one here in Durovernum. I might even consider making London a city eventually, just because I feel like Londinium should be a city. After all, London was a major city. Londinium was a major city at the time during the Roman age, when the Romans conquered Britain. It's still a major city now. I just feel like there should be a city there. But we'll see what happens. Here in Devon, where you can see my city is starting to come together on the map. Let's go ahead and start thinking about buildings to build there. Oh, my son. Is this you? Is this my bald son? Yeah. He did grow quite the facial hair, though, so kudos to him. I'm glad he was able to grow some hair, and let's take a look just at his stats. He's pretty average across the board. He does have a decently high charisma. He has an event. He's going to go ahead and get inflammation, which ain't great. He's going to lose. He lost 1 finesse and 1 charisma, and he's going to start losing health per month. That's not fantastic. Let's go ahead and look to get him married. I want to marry him off to maybe you. No, you're pretty old comparatively. Let's go with you. You're 21. We'll have the festivities begin. Looks like I can get some trade. I'll always take the trade. Keep making plenty of cash. I am making a ton of cash, and I really like that because I'm planning on spending a ton of cash. For instance, I think Deva could go ahead and start getting some citizen, some libraries, and some academies. And boom, I've just spent a ton of money. With that said, I'm looking to spend some more political influence. Let's look again down here. I am currently building a city in Savicum. That will be done in just about 2 years, which is fine by me. And I want to go ahead and once again, I think I'm going to want to try to start pushing my population. How many pops are here? 77. That's a pretty decent amount. I think I want to start pushing them more towards the main city. It looks like once again I have some pirates to deal with. So I think I'm going to hit that centralize population button unless I see something else that catches my eye. Maybe pop promotion speed, actually. Let's take a look. Right now I'm gaining slaves. I'm not promoting anything. Oh, because it's not a city yet. Let's look here. So I'm going to leave that as centralized. I'm not going to go to pop promotion speed quite yet. I will actually put this as centralized population as well. At least for now, I want to build big cities, pump up the amount of freemen, pump up the amount of citizens. It might hurt me. I'll go ahead and have some more citizens arrive. I want citizens, citizens, citizens everywhere. Might even start thinking about, well, I'll wait until I get rid of these guys, but getting rid of some of my interior forts. There just doesn't seem to be a reason. And hey, take a look at this. We have actually gained another martial advance. So that is awesome. Let's go ahead and look at some of our inventions that we might be able to get. Army weight modifier. I'm going to take this right now because I hate the attrition, especially up north in, you know, the lower civilized regions where I just take a ton of attrition. And the lower populated regions where I just take a ton of attrition up here. I'll go ahead and take my army weight down. I think probably the next thing I do, I will go ahead and get the siege engineers. Faster sieging is always good. And that's kind of my plan as we get going. I am slowly rebuilding my manpower with about 400 per month. I think that's going to be great. It's building up pretty quickly, and the more freemen I get, the better that will be. I might even think about hiring some mercenaries to take care of my next war. Looks like I have plenty of mercenaries to deal with. Or maybe the next time I get barbarians, I'll hire some mercenaries to try to deal with them. Oh, it looks like my son has made a miraculous recovery. Oh, maybe I should have been trying to seek treatment for that, but either way, doctors are overrated, not in real life. Everybody should go out and get a flu shot. But doctors in this game may be a little overrated, so I'll just go ahead and say curious and wonder what happened to heal my son. Once again, going to keep going down the list. Dementia, you are increasing your civilization value. There's no point in that anymore. You can't do it at the current moment, so let's take a look. This is quite a settlement. It's a settlement that I believe deserves to be turned into a city. I will need a little bit some more funds to do that, although I am ticking up those funds very, very quickly, so that's not going to be a problem. I don't think... Ooh, this isn't a tiny little settlement by any means either. It currently has one tribal settlement. That's okay. Oh, he got his infection back. That's a shame. Tribal settlement increases population capacity, but also increases tribesman output. But I don't want tribesmen, I want slaves, so I might actually think about getting rid of that building for something else. I don't really want to lose 120 gold, because I actually don't have that much. General of the 4th Warband could lose 10 loyalty. Are you gaining or losing loyalty? You're gaining loyalty, or losing loyalty every month. That's not great. Or I could lose 240. I don't want that. Alright, so... Can't be helped. She's going to lose some loyalty. How old are you? You're 61 years old. Hopefully by the time you are disloyal, I don't have to worry about you. You will be... have kicked the bucket, if you will. Let's see. I'm now making 29.1 research points per month. That's great. You are almost a city. 22nd of January, 522, so just about 6 months from now. That's going to be perfect. I'm gaining about 10 gold per month. I don't see myself going to war anytime soon, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my army maintenance down a little bit. Wow, was my army being fully maintained for only 4 more ducats per month? Then not terrible. Not terrible at all. We'll see if I remember to put my army maintenance back up when the time comes. I am just going to go ahead and move 4 pops there so that I have 10. So that means I can colonize. Boom. So I was able to colonize the province next to us. That just looks a lot better to me. I was getting tired of it. But unfortunately now we need to really start pumping pops into this province, or this little local settlement, Velinati, so that we can start just kind of colonizing our way up the coast. I could also think about just declaring war here and trying to capture some of northern Scotland. Looks like I'll take that offer. How sad. Oh, I've gained diphtheria. You see, this is why doctors are useful. They keep you healthy. Thankfully, we have pretty well done away with diphtheria at this point. Let's look at my laws, see if there's anything I might want to change. I kind of like the national manpower up 10%. And I kind of like... Ooh, I kind of like the succession laws the way they are. Let's look at this. I could lose general loyalty, but gain governor loyalty, and increase my national commerce income, which, like, national commerce income is good, but it's not great anyway. I think I'd be more interested in getting this infrastructure policy. Or no, I'd be much more interested in getting this. So if I could pair this, which gives me... Oh, looks like I have a new city. If I could pair this, which gives me army maintenance costs down, with, say, this, which gives me... Or national commerce up, but, like, these two... The negative and positive effects of these two would cancel each other out. So, why can't... I need civic advances 3. Yeah, so I need civic advances 3, which we're not too far away from. I'm going to go ahead and just keep pumping out those research, get citizen output up. And I have about 200 gold, so I'm going to go ahead and turn Gelvum into a full-on city. And with that, I'm also going to move the province capital there as well. So yeah, we've seen kind of a shake-up with the just kind of internal makeup of our country. We have seen some new cities come to light. For instance, the grand city of Savicum. I am going to go ahead and build a library there. Let's take a look. I'll leave the, especially since I don't have the political influence to do much about it at this point, but I will go ahead and leave these two provinces as centralized provinces for just a little while longer, and then I'm going to go ahead and bump them to pop promotion speed, the social mobility governor policy. I think that will be helpful. Once again, I'm just kind of waiting on some money. I'm pretty happy with the amount of research I'm making. It's going to be great. When will I get Civic Advances 3? That's actually coming up right around the corner in 524. Seems like this one's all positive, so I'm going to go ahead and go for that. Here we go. Do I have a claim against you? Surely I do. If I were to declare war. Take Dabunia. Yes, I do. Do I have a claim against you? Because you're the next one I'm going to war with. I don't. So I will want to go ahead and fabricate a claim up in the north. Now I guess to form Albion I have to colonize all of these provinces as well. Or all of these little provinces. That's going to be kind of annoying, but I'll start pushing more and more Icenia pops up here. I wish that these provinces were in, I wish that this was just a bigger region. Let's go ahead and look at Venta. I might think about, next time I get enough political influence, increase using one of these buttons up here to permanently increase the capital's output. Hey, I've lost the depressed trait. That's good. I'm glad he's feeling a little happier. I hope that means he lives a little longer. I'm a little worried about his son. His son doesn't seem great, although he's not great either. Look at his martial score. He is an absolute imbecile on the battlefield. Honestly, I wouldn't necessarily mind too much if Divicacus, however you want to pronounce it, became my next king, although it does look like it's going to be my son here. And that's good. I like the just kind of normal ways of succession. My legitimacy is going up by 0.12 per month. I would think about hitting this if it was a little lower, but I don't really see a reason to increase monthly tyranny. That's going to be okay. My stability still looks good. I guess I'm still have some positive influences from the last time I stabbed the pig. When will this be? I might hold off on getting a new invention for just a second. See what I get when I get civic. Well, I guess I can see down there. I can get National Tribesman output up. Wrong culture happiness. That would be good. Or National Slave output by 5%. I'd probably get that eventually. But for right now, I could also think about building some buildings. Let's take a look down here. You don't have as many, and my population's not very happy. Oh, they just need their civilization to go up. Let's see, they're mostly Iceni. Well, I want to go ahead and fabricate a claim up here. Go ahead and fabricate that. So my truce will be running out in just a couple months, actually, in November. So with that, I'm going to go back to army maintenance full. And you know what? Just because I want to just keep building up my manpower, I don't really see a reason why not. I'm going to go ahead and hire 2 bands of mercenaries. They should be enough to easily deal with any problems that I may face up on the northern border. Plus, I'm still making plenty of cash. And I'm not going to lose my manpower. I also might look at this province here, see what cities that could be built here. I currently have the city of Venta. The second city of Venta. Ooh, it must be decimation. What? A group of soldiers belonging to the army commanded by... Is this one of my mercenaries? Yeah, he is. Rude. I could lose... Wait, why would I lose 899 men? He did it. We cannot afford to anger him. He could gain loyalty. I could lose popularity. I'm pretty popular, though. I'm just going to do that. Or... I don't really want him to lose 88 loyalty. He's a mercenary. You know what? Yeah, I'll just take the decimation. It's just 2 months worth of people. Although the whole reason I hired you guys was so that I didn't have to pay my own people. Is that you? Yeah. The whole reason I hired you is so that I didn't have to pay my own people. I wasted some of my military experience for this. Ah, mercenaries. What are you gonna do? Looks like I've had a death. I don't know who this is. He's the brother of the general of the 4th Warband. That's okay. Looks like he also was one of my researchers. You're perfect because you're also from a scorned family, so that'll help. I could get siege engineers, or I could think about building another city somewhere. Venta's already my major city here. You're all full up with buildings as well. You also need to hurry up and civilize a little bit. In fact, all of you do. I will go ahead and switch the governor policy to civilized nation so that you can civilize just a little bit faster. You as well. This province needs to civilize too. As civilization goes up, that's going to allow me to just do more things. It's going to make, one, my citizens and my freemen a lot happier, which is a good thing. After all, I'm trying to pump up the amount of citizens and freemen I have, get rid of the amount of tribesmen. It's also going to mean that I can build more buildings. Yeah, so each city can have... Cool. So increasing pops will also allow me to build more buildings. Increasing civilization value will make my pops happier, increase the supply limit, take down barbarian growth, although I'm not necessarily worried about that. The only downside is that it is going to make my tribesmen sad, which I don't really care about because I'm trying to either promote or demote all my tribesmen. I don't want them anymore. I'm going to go ahead and take sapping. That sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and accept those trade offers. It might be a good idea to go ahead and buy some more boats. Oh, there's that civic advances. Let's see what advances I get from this. So when I get some money, I think I'll probably take that national slave output and then followed by... probably I'll do the wrong culture happiness first and then follow that by the national slave output. Legitimacy is still ticking up. These are the best of times. Gelvum has become a city. Good for you, Gelvum. You are plenty civilized. Let's start to centralize. I'm going to go ahead and march this mercenary army down south. It should hopefully deal with who is this then? Ulutia? And then once the Ulutians are dealt with, ooh, I could lose 173 gold, but increase my monthly legitimacy. Monthly legitimacy up is good, or I could just lose 2 monthly legitimacy. I don't really want to lose all the gold. I'll lose the 2 legitimacy. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. It will have to be what it will be. I'm going to go ahead and I think move my horsemen up here. They are not the best for operating in these northern areas just because they take up, they have a pretty heavy weight. Yeah, their attrition weight is up 50% because they're all mounted, but I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and as soon as this is done, declare war, but even more importantly perhaps, as soon as this truce is up on September 4th, so almost in exactly 1 year from now, I am going to be declaring war on the Dubunians. I plan on ending that war very, very quickly. And that will allow me to hit the button to unite Britannia. And boy, I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to click on one of these formidable nations in Imperator Rome. It should be... I'll go ahead and say that I will get that done in this episode. Making plenty of cash. Gonna just keep it on as far as building and expanding. I think it is, let's look at you gaining, yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and build something to make my freemen, or my citizens more impactful. Or I could actually think about making my freemen more impactful. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the academy. Just go ahead, keep pumping out the research points. You really, as a tribe, when you're converting, trying to become, you know, one of these major dominant powers, you really do have to just, like, push a lot of focus into research. Although, I am interested to see, and I might start up another playthrough. Obviously, I'll keep going on the Icenia playthrough. It's kind of my bread and butter right now. I'm having a ton of fun. It's the game that I just kind of keep returning to. I know I'm only like dripping these YouTube videos out once per day, but I'm recording them in just long swaths because I'm just having so much fun playing this game. I'm really loving it right now. But I also might start thinking about starting a secondary playthrough, and we'll see if I do this for YouTube or not, but and maybe doing a actual like migratory tribe, like starting in Germany and like trying to maybe just for fun like migrate down here. Or I could try, there's an achievement where you start as a tribe in Gaul and form Galatia by migrating into Phrygian lands. I might try that because I've never played with a migratory tribe. I don't really know what their mechanics look like. So I kind of want to give it a shot. I am, however, currently just really enjoying taking what was once a very backwards tribe and turning it into just about the most civilized country in the entire world, at least in the entire known world right now. Obviously, there's a great nation over here, great peoples over here in China that is we don't know about, but they are doing their own thing and doing it quite well around this time in history. So anyway, we are just a couple months away from being able to declare war. I have already put my army maintenance back up. I'm going to go ahead and move an army into place. See, I might think about building a city. I already have, this is a settlement. I might go ahead and make this my province capital. I like that idea instead of there. And I might go ahead and start thinking about making this a city. It does have a port, which is helpful, although so do you. But this one seems to be a nice like city, like a bastion of the north. I'm going to go ahead and, well, when I have the 50 influence to do it, turn that into a city. Let's see. Alright, so I have to be at peace to hit this button, and I really want to hit this button, and I really want to hit it fast. So I'm actually going to hold off on declaring war up in the north for just a minute, because in 1 month I will be able to declare war on the Dabunians, and this will be the war to unite Britannia once and for all. It has been a long time coming, but I'm finally glad we're going to get there. I'm going to go ahead and get the wrong culture happiness. I guess that also means wrong culture, or that doesn't just mean wrong culture group, but also wrong culture. Since not all of my people are of the Iceni mindset quite yet. And this truce is now officially over and done. I'm going to declare war to take Dabunium. I think my one army should be enough. And it's led by you. You're losing quite a bit of loyalty, but here goes nothing. Looks like she is going to win. She's going to gain some popularity. I probably should have thought about maybe who I was going to have lead this fight. Oh, and just like that, I have died. What a shame. Black news indeed. He was so close. His one dream in life, his one dream, his one goal was to unite Britannia under one banner. No longer be the Iceni, but instead the Great Britannians. He got so close. He started a war. It was going to happen. And then he passed away. He was an idiot on the battlefield, but he will forever be remembered in our people's hearts. He'll be forever remembered in my heart, that is for sure. He has unfortunately died. The king is dead. Long live the new king, who is arguably probably a better fit to rule the country anyway, even though I hope he doesn't pass on this horrible bald trait to all his kids, although his youngest daughter does seem to have some hair, although... So, unfortunately, we have a new king. We might have to deal with some pretender issues, some loyalty issues. Let's just take a look at that real quick. Looks like most of the people want my little brother to be king. Okay, so that's kind of expected. Now, my king is only 23 years old. Immanutus, the second. He's only 23. Hopefully he will live a long and happy life and have many children. Only 5 martial. That's not going to help my army morale recovery or my manpower recovery speed too much. Build cost is going to be down. Claim fabrication speed is going to be down. War exhaustion. I'm not too worried about war exhaustion. I've never really noticed it being that bad of a thing. So, not too worried about it. Let's see, is she loyal to my new king? Not really, but she's also not losing loyalty. His legitimacy is still pretty high, so that's good. We are victorious. We are going to sit here and we are going to take this land. Are they going to come back and try to fight us again? That's not going to end well for them. We are going to sit here. We are going to take the land. We are going to get, what, 100 war score? Boom. Just like that. We took 1 slave. We moved it to Savicum. We're going to sue for peace. We are going to take the peace. And we are going to lose 0.5 aggressive expansion. Look, we have gone way down in aggressive expansion. Only have 7 more. We have taken it. Icenia looks amazing the way it is. I like that big name there. And I still can't hit the button because I'm not a tribe. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That makes me sad. Whoops. So I'm not a tribe. I have already clicked the become a monarchy, which means that I can't click that. It's okay though, I can still click the Unite Albion, although in hindsight, I should have held off on becoming a monarchy maybe. Because if I did become a monarchy, then I would have. If I had used this to become a monarchy, that would have increased my centralization. It would. I mean, it had the same effects really. I just would have gotten a different name. So, all right. In the end, our former king, his father, he was a little misguided. He really wanted to unite Britannia, but he didn't realize that his people already, in their hearts, were Britannians. They just called themselves the Icenies, but they already followed a king, and the whole point of so that's it's not on me. I'm not this. It's all on him. It's all on Lectarius. It's his fault. He's oh well. Anyway, that just means that we have another goal to focus on, Albion, where we continue to unite the British Isles. We have taken the Dobunians. We will soon declare war in the north and start expanding via colonization. That is going to take us a little while. But in the meantime, when I kind of looked around the world just a second ago, I did notice that there was a lot of stuff going on. Carthage seems to be moving pretty well in Iberia. It looks like they're just trying to kind of clean up some of these southern tribes. I foresee them taking most of southern Iberia. I don't think the Belii are going to really be all that much of a challenge for the Carthaginians. Carthage just has so much money, so much manpower, so many boats. We'll see. I mean, how many men do the Belii have? They have 40 cohorts with 20,000 men. And the Carthaginians, that's not Carthage, you're Carthage. Oh, maybe it is Carthage. The Carthaginians have 126 cohorts. Yeah, that's going to be tough for the Belii to stand up in any real way, shape, or form. Of course, maybe the Belii have a lot of alliances. That could be very useful. Rome is at war, and it's not seemingly going super well. The barbarians are not quite at the gates. The other countries have not taken Rome yet. Let's take a look at what they have 97 cohorts. That's pretty good. 88,000 men, that's very good. Although we have the possibility to have 110,000 men. Whoa. That is quite a lot. I would not want to be one of the first Roman legions landing on this island with all those men ready to pour down on them. Although I have a feeling in this game, it might be the other way around. The legions of the Iceni or the Albions might be the ones pushing down south into Rome. We'll see. We'll see what we have time for. Traveling farther east, Macedon seems pretty content to just sit where it is. We've seen kind of a shake-up here. I noticed that these two nations were fighting pretty sporadically throughout this episode. Maybe we have a temporary peace for now. Phrygia seems to actually be starting to fall apart, as well as Armenia. Armenia seems to have also fractured. And that's just kind of the theme of this region right now. It's, oh, yeah, like, look at all these little Phoenician city-states that have just been released. I wonder if they may reach out over the seas and try to pair up with Carthage. But yeah, so we're seeing kind of a fractured world in the Middle East and in modern-day Turkey, the Anatolian Peninsula. We're seeing Rome not be able to protect its borders. Carthage is the only country to really expand, with the exception, of course, of the Iceni people, who have taken over most of... They've, for lack of a, of a better term, have taken over these islands. Some of these people just don't know it yet. Anyway, I have been Ben the Bold. I have had a fantastic time today, and I really hope you have as well. If you want to, you can hit that subscribe button. I bring new Icenia videos every day, and every now and again I throw out a different video as well. You should definitely like it if you've made it this far in the video, because where are we, like 45 minutes into this? Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I've been Ben the Bold. You have been you, and I will see you tomorrow.